All right, guys, welcome back to the Rick Shiels Golf Show podcast, episode 309. I'm your host, Rick Shiels. I'm here with co-host Guy Charnock. I've had a really busy weekend.
Really?
There's bits of this weekend I want to remember forever.
Yeah.
There's bits of this weekend I'll happily forget for the rest of my life.
I love football.
I bloody hate it.
I love being a Liverpool fan and getting these last-minute winners and sitting high and mighty at the top of the Premier League while little old Man United once again. Is it a relegation battle already, or are you just going to say, look, we're going to top 10 this year, will do us?
There was once upon a time that was us. We scored the last-minute winners.
Yeah.
We got
Fergie time.
We got the referee's decision going our way on a definitely not handball situation. Speechless. I don't know what to say anymore.
If it was in golfing terms, and I'm Liverpool and I'm playing golf, I am regularly shooting under my handicap. It's a great time.
But you're also, sometimes the ball is heading out of bounds.
Yep.
And it's literally bouncing off the white marker posts and coming back into the middle of the fairway.
It is.
Where for us, we'll hit the middle of the fairway, it'll hit sprinkler and go out of bounds.
Yeah.
It's a tough time to be a Manchester United fan right now. And we've got Aussie Ben, on the ones and twos today with Gabe, who is I almost said diehard City fan, but that's not true though, is it really? You can't be a diehard City fan if you're from Brisbane, right? Ben?
Yes, that is. I guess you can't be diehard, but when I came into the country, I don't know if you know this, when they give you your British passport, they ask you at the customs gate, they go, "Sir, welcome, your free passes here. What team would you like to support?" And you just you get like a little paper form and you just like circle the dots or whatever you want to, of what team you want to support. So
right,
yeah,
so
lucky me.
City were just top of the league at the time.
Yeah, and I said they'll do.
They'll do.
I feel like
they'll do for me.
Man City fans who are older than 30, 35, I respect them because you've been through some dark times and you support your club, and I think you're a real Mancunian. Man City fans under the age of 30, I question the viability of that relationship. Is it just that they were top of the league, like you said?
They've not been through the hard times.
No,
just a quick one. I know it's a golf podcast, and I know we're going to talk about plenty of golf. I know we've started off with football randomly, but also I think it's worth us mentioning a huge Mancunian who unfortunately found dead yesterday morning. Ricky Hatton, Ricky the Hitman Hatton, world champion boxer. He's obviously from Manchester. He was a genuine diehard Man City fan. Actually, last year I went to a golf day where he actually did an after dinner speech.
All right.
And he was phenomenal value. Like, he had so many great stories. I mean, he's proper down to earth. So, it's really sad times. And, again, it kind of, us as men, we often hide our feelings. We often hide what's going on internally. Please don't. Please speak to somebody. Please make sure you ask for help when you need it. Because obviously, it without presuming, it sounds like it's Ricky had a lot of mental health issues, and unfortunately, he struggled to deal with them. Is what it's seeming like. It's seeming like without presuming.
Yeah. You know what's interesting though on that? When I heard it yesterday, the news, obviously it's terribly sad, but Ricky Hatton is one of those sports people, and again, we can pick golfers of a similar ilk, who are that famous, certainly here in the UK, where if you ask somebody in the street, and I'm going to say from the age of, let's say, 20 to probably 70s, mid-70s, who is Ricky Hatton? If they didn't know, didn't say boxer, you would be quite surprised. Well, there's lots of other unbelievable, very well-known boxers who haven't transcended outside of the sport like he has. But there's some names, and in the world of golf, and Nick Faldo is another one where people know who Nick Faldo is, or clearly Tiger Woods is probably the best example. But he was that level and that famous. I think the fact he was so relatable and so humble and a northern guy, and he was like the working class kind of hero. Yeah, it's very sad. Yeah,
really sad. So be sure, again, to seek advice, seek help, speak to someone when you need it. I've had a really busy weekend this weekend. I was up in the home of golf, St Andrews. I actually started. So last year, Seb on Golf, who's been on the channel loads of times, really nice guy. He did this Seb on Golf Invitational last year, where we actually started at the Savoy Hotel in London. Did all these challenges, ended up at Fairmont St Andrews, did all these other kind of 2v2 challenges, and ended up, actually me and Seb ended up winning the whole tournament. This time, we started at Trump Turnberry.
Nice.
you know what? On Thursday afternoon, I went up there on train. We got train up there. Me and Pete Finch. Pete joined us on the train as well. Me and Pete did something I don't think we've done in 13 years of our lives, the last 13 years.
An arm wrestle.
We played 18 holes of golf, just me and him, totally off camera.
Nice.
At the Elsa course at Trump Turnbury.
Oh.
Of a beautiful evening. It was windy, but it was a beautiful evening. That golf course is really special.
Is it top 5 in the world?
Yeah.
I think it could be.
It's really, really special. And it was, interestingly, it was, obviously, we've had a bit of tough weather here in the UK recently. It was bloody amazing, don't get me wrong. When we played, it was probably even slightly better condition, but it was still breathtaking. Every angle they made quite a few changes.
Really?
Even since we changed it, even when we played it just last year. We had a nice little match. Annoyingly, it wasn't on camera because your man took the win.
Wow.
I feel like you don't believe me.
No, I'm thinking there was a catch here.
There was no catch.
Pete had one club.
There was no catch. And we had a really, really good match. Anyway, that from there, then everyone met up at Trump Turnbury. I can't say loads because obviously it's going to be in the video coming soon. And effectively did a golf race from Turnbury over to St Andrews before we then played proper golf. And along the way, it was almost like Top Gear mixed with golf. I'll give a few little spoilers away. There was embarrassing moments.
Yep.
There was, as in like, not as in like bad shots, embarrassing moments, as in you had to do challenges that were embarrassing.
Okay.
We got to go and spend literally 5 minutes with our favourite head professional, who is...
Presswick, David Fleming.
Correct. Literally 5 minutes. Not enough time with David Fleming. Did all these other challenges. It was absolutely awesome. Big shout out to Seb for organising it. The videos will be out very soon. But that was my weekend from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I got home late afternoon. I was watching the DP World Tour,
yes.
BMW Championship, quite literally on the train coming home. And then luckily it was only one playoff hole because then I got to watch the embarrassment of Manchester United lose to Manchester City.
Yeah, it was good afternoon for sport, wasn't it? Because I was Liverpool who won in the final minute of the game. Then it went in, I watched some of the DP World Tour and then back and watched obviously Man City and Man United. But just one more take then on Trump, because obviously I've played that golf course with you and it arguably is, it's not even arguably, it's definitely the top 3 course I've played, probably... might be number 1. Very, very good. After coming back from obviously your amazing travels this year and going to places like Whistling Straits, which to me looked unbelievable on camera, then coming back to Trump Turnbury, I know it wasn't the very, very, very best of conditions compared to what it can be, but does it genuinely still sit up right at the top of that leaderboard?
Without question.
Really?
I still, and I know you weren't with us on this one either, I'd still put Royal County Down higher.
Yeah, well, I think that's the consensus.
Royal County Down was higher. For me, I've definitely got a style of golf course. You know when you see these Love Island contestants go, what's your type?
What's your type on paper?
What's your type on paper?
I want ocean views.
I want 100% ocean views.
Yeah.
Elevation changes. Links.
Cart paths that are made of grass.
Beautiful clubhouse, great food, great hospitality.
Halfway house, ideally.
And the lighthouse at Turnbury.
Can it get beat?
I mean, it is literally. We actually went up. We got to go up into the.
Did you? There's a bedroom in there.
There's like
a bit weird, isn't it? But it's
like a suite. Yeah,
wow.
There's 2 bedrooms up there. It's £5,000 a night.
Wow.
But it's unbelievable. It's a really, really, really special place. And yeah, but going back to that, Kings Barnes is my type on paper. Dunbarney Links is my type on paper. I've been told that this new one at Cabot Highlands is absolutely my type on paper.
Type on paper.
Trump Aberdeen is my type on paper. Whistling Straits was. I've definitely got a trend. I've definitely got a style.
I think for me, and I agree with that kind of sentiment, but those golf courses where you have the sea at the side of the golf course, and
I just didn't give my type on Scorecard.
But there's just something about them where the great thing with golf courses, everyone's got an opinion, haven't they? Like anything, people can like different things. Some of the golf courses get really highly ranked in the world rankings of golf courses. Again, it's all down to people's taste. I look at and go, they obviously must be class because all these unbelievably knowledgeable golf kind of architects or journalists rank them so high. But I sometimes question, but what actually is it? Whereas places like Turnbury, Cypress Point, or Whistling Straits, for me, it's so obvious. The coastline, it's so, I don't know what it is about it. I love it.
You know what we should do? I think we should do this for next episode. Okay, so I don't think there's loads of golf between now and next Monday taking place. Obviously, it's Ryder Cup week, but there's not loads going on. I put a post out on social media the other day that was my bucket list golf courses to play. Okay, and I think it got a bit construed into people thinking this was my top list of golf courses that I've actually played.
Oh, okay,
and it wasn't. It's not. These are ones that I've might have played, but I've not played on film. I want to go there and film and make an amazing video at these golf courses. Like that for me is a bucket list golf course. It might be worth next week putting like together almost like, because I don't think I've actually got a record of this. What is my definitive top 10 golf courses I've ever played?
Rick's ranking. There you go. Can have that for free. That's the title of it.
It's a good job someone doesn't have a lisp when they say that. Don't want to say, don't want Jonathan Ross saying that, do we?
That'll be a very different video. Yeah, I like that. Can I ask you a question now on top of that? Sorry, by the way, if people listening, I sound a bit...
to be honest, I've got a little bit of a cold as well.
Yeah, it's
that time of year.
It is that time of year.
Kids have gone back to school.
Right, hear me out. Before we get onto that a bit more detail, though, I want some advice from you to me, but also to listeners, because one thing...
That rash again?
It won't go, honestly. I've tried everything. I keep touching it and then one more touching it. Anyway, no, right. When you go to a golf course that you've wanted to play for a while... I know. So recently, I took my brother to play Wallasey.
Yeah.
Gareth at Wallasey very kindly gave us a tea time. One of my favourite golf courses on the planet, and it's local. It's amazing. I love it, love it, love it. Brother had never played it. He played it and loved it, obviously. He played with Ben. He loved it. Ben came. He hit some...
Right, so the three of you just went out for a nice little golf day.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the story was...
So Guy, your brother and Ben.
Yeah. And my brother's friend who I'd never met before.
Oh, right, wow.
So
just a random fella.
You were on holiday. Well, you were working in America, aka holiday. And I booked a half day off work to go and play golf on a Friday. And looked at the calendar the night before, and Ben had Ben AL, which means annual leave. It's like a trendy way of putting it in the diary. And sent him a little text, said, do you want to play? And he said, yeah.
Wow.
So tell Rick,
tell me more.
Tell Rick about... Well, I'll tell you what I will tell you more of while he's explaining his day to you. The iconic fourth hole at Wallasey is... Picture the scene. Well, you tell the listeners, Rick, what is the fourth hole like at Wallasey?
Well, the first is, just very quickly, first a really nice hole, little par 4. Second hole is this beautiful par 4, dogleg to the right. And it's like you're warming into the round. You're like, wow, I've heard so much about Wallasey. First hole's a nice little opener. Second hole is like, oh, yeah, I can taste why Wallasey's so good. Yeah. You get to the third and you're like, whoa, okay, this is looking pretty good. You have this beautiful kind of crafted hole that almost looks like a valley. You've got to hit it down the chute and then you've got this elevated green. It's like, oh, yeah, here we go. Wallasey. And you finish the third hole, probably level par, maybe one on the par.
Yeah, a couple under.
And you walk up this beautifully manicured strip of fairway.
Keep selling it.
And each step you take, you start to see the horizon. You see the clouds. Yeah. And as you start to see the clouds, you then start to see the ocean.
You do.
And as you start to see the ocean, you start to see the whole panoramic landscape, this 360 degree... I mean, probably only 180 degree you need to look at. 180 degree of landscape, which is just not only breathtaking, it's exciting, it's borderline arousing.
Yeah, yeah.
And you stand on that tee and you're faced with this beautiful par 5 that's dead straight, super, super elevated tee, which is rare on a links golf course, super rare. And you look around, you can see the whole of Liverpool-ish.
Yeah, you
can see a lot. And you stood up on that tee, and there's out of bounds right, but there's the
world to your left.
The world to your left.
So I said to Ben, let me get a nice little video of your tee shot, Rick. So I'm going to present you the phone. We might put this video in the podcast.
Oh, hang on. We need some context first.
I've just given the context.
So then you just press play on that.
I mean, there's literally the world on the left-hand side.
But what about a little top?
You've got the same jumper.
What about a nice little top?
He doesn't top it.
Some context, right?
Oh,
it was literally a stone cold top.
So a guy texted me obviously the night before.
And it's 3:20. It's not like 7 o'clock in the morning.
I
know.
He'd been to the range and everything before.
Hear me out. I had every golfer's worst night. You're like, oh my God, I'd finally get to play a course like this. I was really excited. I got there early, did some chipping, did some putting, was feeling good. And I went, right, I need to go not work on the swing, but warm up the swing. I get to the net, full. Golfers hustling on their swing, and I couldn't get in. So I had to stand there on the side awkwardly and just do some practice swings. So I went into the round raw, I'm going to call it.
Raw dogged it.
And I was going through a phase.
What was the phase?
You nearly missed the ball then.
I know.
It was in the pitch mark.
Yeah.
And then 6 inches ahead of the tee.
And then he carried on topping it down the hole.
And I did hit a provisional.
Did you find the ball?
Yeah, he found it.
You found
That's actually that pitch. I hadn't quite realised how bad that pitch mark actually is. We'll have to put that slow mode down into this video. So anyone that's listening in the car, when you do pull over safely, put the video podcast on.
I apologise though.
Have you had him send an apology letter to Gareth?
Yeah. And Gareth's refused him entry again.
And the rest of the
I
Wallasey.
think I've got a lifetime ban from Wallasey because of that.
I'm going off on a tangent here, but my question was...
It's a Wallasey hoodie.
It is this is my favourite badge.
Is it a Wallasey
Gold Club
hoodie?
badge. It
Yeah.
is. I'm sure you know why it is my favourite badge, because it looks very identical to the Man City badge. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry, Wallasey. There's my apology.
My question went off on one then a bit, admittedly. But when you go to a golf course you've wanted to play for a long time, or you've paid an expensive green fee, there's nothing better than doing that, playing the golf course, having a great day, being in great condition, and then on top of that, the icing on the cake is to go and shoot a good score. The reality is, though, we go to these golf courses, aka Ben, you're topping it around a little bit. How do we actually go to a golf club and appreciate it when it's one we've wanted to play for so long without being obsessed with the score?
It's really hard.
Because it can ruin the day.
It's really, really hard. And I must admit, there's plenty of times that I've done it where you get a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and it doesn't go your way. And it's horrible. It's tough because at the end of the day, when you play an amazing golf course, what is the question someone asks you?
What did you shoot?
What do you shoot? Don't they?
Did you top it on the fourth? Yes, I did.
I absolutely did.
Yeah.
And I continued to top it. But like, you stand there and you're like, I think it's the excitement, and it's like, you've got all these emotions flying around. You're nervous, you're excited, you've been looking forward to it. Like, it's all mixed into one thing, and unfortunately, then you put all that pressure onto your golf swing with a scorecard in your back pocket. And how many times have you seen someone start around the golf with like, right, I'm definitely gonna record my score this round.
Onto the million times.
I almost think you're better off going into these rounds going, I'm actually not going to bother about my score today. I'm going to enjoy it. And if you feel like you've got a good round going, maybe then backtrack and go, what do I have on the first, second, third, fourth? But like, as soon as you go out early and you're like sharpening your pencil, ready to write the scorecard down, I think you almost set yourself up for a bit of failure.
I completely agree.
But it's
the worst
difficult.
part is you do that like what I did. It's like you get the clubs out, give them a clean, new towel, new sleeve of balls.
New hoodie.
New hoodie. I was just reminiscing on the round quickly, Guy. I know we topped it on the fourth, but...
We didn't top it on the fourth.
I topped on the fourth. I topped on the fourth. Hole 7. we together.
How is he pulling you into this?
Hole 7.
It was your fault, actually.
Yeah, of course it was. Hole 7.
Par 5.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, fair play.
I've got to earn some respect.
You've got to get some respect.
Hit a nice drive down the
right
right
par 5, the long straight one.
with the road on the right.
Yeah.
Hit a nice drive down the right side of the fairway. 3-wood in. Hit a nice 3-wood, best shot of the day, and it was going straight at the flag, and I was like, oh, geez, that looks like it's gone long because it kind of like dipped over the back. Walk up to the green, and it was probably...
Inches, wasn't it?
Inches away from online of being an albatross tap-in eagle.
Yeah, it was.
So, honestly...
Gone from topping to the fourth, topping on the fourth to day made. That's it. Whatever happens now.
What did you score in the fourth?
Oh, God. It might have been a pickup. 8.
Hey, yeah. So you went triple bogey, then eagle.
Yep.
Well, you won over for those two par 5s.
Well, I shot 89 for the day.
It's not horrendous.
So as soon as Guy left, weirdly, it came.
Yes, I only did 9 holes, you see, because I had to go back home and look after my daughter. My wife was going out, so that was always the plan, you see, which is annoying, but I always knew I could just do 9 holes. Ben carried on, did the remaining 9.
With your brother?
Yeah, my brother's friend who I'd never met before.
That is random.
He was another... Actually, it's similar to you. He was a dad from the football team. So...
From whose football team?
My nieces.
All right. Oh, from your brother's.
My brother's little girl plays football now.
I get what you mean.
And then it was a fellow dad who plays a bit of golf.
Shout out to him, by the way. Absolutely tearing it up with his tailor-made spoon.
Yeah, he had...
look-alike.
I can't remember the guy. Stu, was he called, the guy? I'd never met him before. Nice bloke. But it's quite interesting. He was a keen golfer that plays a lot of golf at different courses. But you could tell wasn't bothered on the latest and greatest golf gear. And he was playing with like a really small, was like a steel shafted 3-wood.
It literally looked like a tailor-made spoon.
Yeah, but like off a big castle tee. And hit his view but kind of getting it round.
They were the guys impressed with Wallasey.
Yeah.
It is good, isn't it? It's so nice.
good.
It really is, really, really, really. I mean, it's literally in Grant Horvat, who's played all these amazing golf courses, obviously we took him to Wallasey a couple of years ago when he came over. Like, he's got it in his top 10 comfortably. It is really nice. It's one of those ones, if you're in the northwest of England, you have to play Wallasey. This week, it was the BMW Championship.
It was.
Felt like a very interesting week. Normally, when I think of the BMW Championship, I think sunshine.
Yeah.
Typically, they get very, very good weather. Historically, the event used to be in May.
Mm-hmm.
A few years ago, it got moved back to September.
Yep.
But even when it's in September, I've always known that the big pro that they play in to be in the sunshine.
Yep.
I've always known the tournament to be almost be in the sunshine. This week was a real washout. The weather was horrendous. But it didn't seem to put off the crowds. It seemed to, the spirits were super high. The golf course must have been playing so much longer. However, the tied winning score was still 19 under, which is mental. Alex Noren, who I feel is always there and thereabouts. And through 10 holes, I was actually on the train with Pete Finch, and Pete bloody loves Alex Noren. I said to Pete, I don't for 1 second see Alex Noren winning this.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just don't know why. I feel like for the amount of time he's up there, he doesn't seem to get across the line.
He did win recently.
Yeah, he has actually. He's had 2 wins in the last 3 starts.
Yeah, he won at the British Masters at Belfry.
Oh, yeah, okay. So he's been playing well. I mean, kind of...
Oh, no, sorry. What's...
No, he did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, it was really interesting to watch those kind of back 9. It was a real battle. I felt like someone was going to come back from even the field that was a little bit further back. But Alex and oh God, why is his name just slipped my mind for a second?
Adrian Sadia.
Yes. Sadia was just like neck and neck and blow by blow. They ended up having 3-shot lead over Aaron Rye and Patrick Reed. Aaron Rye was always there and thereabouts, never quite got it going. Patrick Reed kind of made a few really nice birdies coming home just to finish in that top 3rd position. But with Alex and Sadia just battling it out, I thought it was a really, really good tournament, albeit, is it the 2 names that you want up at the top of the leaderboard? Maybe not. However, I found it really interesting.
I think a few things I thought was interesting. First of all, the playoff hole, I thought it looked like, from when they teed off, I could just tell Noren was going to win. I think that Sadia, when he tried to go for the green in 2 on his 18th in regulation, and he put it out right, he ended up not being horrendous there. I think he knew that was his moment. And then when they both had those pitch shots in on the last hole for the 3rd shot, Sadia's wasn't quite as nice to lie, admittedly, but he put it through the green. And I just knew from that, because some of the camera angles, it looked quite a tough shot. Then there was a drone kind of high up shot, and you realised there was a lot of green to work with after the stream.
It's quite a friendly pin on 18.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad from that angle.
It's not normally there. It's normally more left.
And I thought Sadia's shot that he hit, I mean, it was a relatively poor shot for their standard, even with a relatively bad line. Then when Noren had his, which was a better line, he put it to like 2 foot or whatever. I thought that was obviously the game over, which it was. But what's interesting, you look at that field, it was pretty stacked as well, as you'd imagine, with the BMW in a couple of weeks before the Ryder Cup. He's obviously a Ryder Cup vice captain, and he was close to being in the team, and yet he's absolutely dominated over a lot of the team. But what I also thought was interesting, not to make this a LIV or DP World Tour kind of conversation, obviously a number of LIV players did play in the event, and there was quite a few of note that did pretty well. So obviously Patrick Reed was at tied 3rd, so he had a solid week. Tyrrell was at tied 5th, so again another solid week. Tom McKibben was tied 11th, solid week. John Rahm tied 13th, so again, solid week. And then I think that there will probably is some more down the list, but that's just some of kind of note who have obviously come over and played good golf. And I think it's interesting, isn't it? Because no matter what happens in the future, nobody knows what the future of LIV and DP World Tour and PJ Tour looks like. But some of these guys obviously are playing a bit more golf in Europe as well, and these events, and doing pretty well. So it's definitely something of note.
Yeah, it was always interesting as well to see the kind of crowd reaction. It felt like Tyrrell was getting still loads and loads of love.
Yeah.
Which, it's always a question mark. Obviously, I've been to pretty much every single LIV event, and Tyrrell gets loads of love on the LIV events. But then, like, how much love does he get back when he goes to the DP World Tour? And it seemed like he was getting a lot of love, not only on the broadcast but also in real life, which was great to see. I think him and John Rahm being in the Ryder Cup team next week is going to be fantastic. I felt the only player. Where did Neiman play? I thought Neiman played, but I didn't see a lot of him.
Let's have a look.
I'm sure Neiman played. feel like Neiman just needs to be able to.
Yeah.
Where's he
20th. Oh, yeah, so not a bad week.
Yeah, I don't know what I feel like, because he's done so well on LIV this year. I just desperately want him to do really well in a a regulation.
It's a major. He needs to win a major, doesn't he?
Yeah, so I'm excited to see how he can continue and win, not only just on LIV. He's won 5 times on LIV. I want to see him win elsewhere as well.
Well, the other win that won't be surprising was on the PJ Tour, the Procore Championship. Scotty Scheffler won yet again.
By the way, did you see that golf course?
No, I didn't watch any of it.
It looked horrendous.
Really? Didn't watch
Honestly,
any of it
at
all.
It looked horrendous. We were watching it up in Scotland. I was kind of looking at it going, what is this place? It looked like the most average golf course. What was the winning score? I'm really intrigued to know.
19 under.
All right, so similar to well, same as BMW at Wentworth. Yeah, I was watching it going, what is this place? Now, to be honest, the little highlights I'm just seeing here online now at PJ Tour, it looks better, but there were some really, really wacky holes that they were playing. Scotty Scheffler wins again. Jeez.
He is absolutely unreal, isn't he? At the minute, it's. I'm going to just pull up his results here on the PJ Tour. Like, it's just absolute nonsense. He's gone. His recent finishes: first, tied 4th; first, tied 3rd; first, tied 8th; tied 6th; tied 7th; first, tied 4th; first, tied 8th. His worst finish I can find, if you scroll back in recent kind of history, is a tied 20th at the Players, which was back in March. And he's had a tied 25th at the Phoenix Open at the start of the year.
It's a joke.
So he's obviously made every single cut, clearly. Phoenix Open was a tied 25th. It's his worst finish this year.
It's an absolute joke how good he is. And he's getting to that point where generally now his name is on the leaderboard. Even if he's 2 or 3 behind, you're like, yeah, Scotty's going to win this.
Yeah.
He's actually getting that dominance over what I feel like the other players. Like, he seems to be doing enough to make it win, where other players seem to be falling back.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And again, it does lead you to think about the Ryder Cup and, is he going to carry that form into the Ryder Cup? I'm sure he will. Is it going to transcend into match play? Probably. Who knows? But it's going to be exciting. And also, Charlie Hull won on the LPGA Tour. So
Go on, Charlie.
I think that was her first win on the LPGA since 2022. I believe. I'm going to check that before I confirm that stat. But I think that's the case. But yeah, great to see her doing so well. She's obviously another amazing player who I think is great for the game of golf. She's great on social media. She's very kind of popular, very likeable. I think if you are a younger girl wanting to get into golf, she's a role model. I think that it makes it look cool. Maybe the smoking's not always the best thing, but that's up to her.
I believe she's quit that.
She's quit. Fair dues.
I thought she had. Her fashion's amazing. The way she plays the game with that kind of aggression. I still find it so bizarre that she pretty much always puts with the flag in.
Yeah.
Always, depending on it doesn't matter on the length of the putt, which I must admit, it seemed like when that debate of flag out came out all those years ago, I think it pretty much everyone's now settled on the flag being out, but she's one that still has it in all the time, but obviously it's working for her.
Yeah. When was that, 2020 now? It feels like forever ago, doesn't it?
Feels long.
Might even be earlier than that,
I think
2019.
It must have been earlier than that.
Equipment-wise, we have got lots of exciting videos landing on the HIT channel very, very soon. So if you're not subscribed to the HIT channel, I'm sure you are already, but make sure you go over there. You have to be.
We are now over 300,000 subscribers on the HIT channel.
Wow.
And credit to Ben. Credit to Benny Boy over there as well. The topping king.
Well, that's part of the review process that people don't see. We do a lot of reviewing that people don't see, and that's part of it. That obviously, is it toppable? Does it top well?
Is it toppable? Does it top?
I will be contacting HR if Topping King stays as a new.
HR's in this room, mate. There's 2 here, so it doesn't go very far, unfortunately.
The Topping King.
But yeah,
there were some new TaylorMade MG5 wedges out, which I was very impressed with. The What's in the Bag video, if you've not seen my latest and greatest What's in the Bag video, 2025 edition. I've not done one for a long time, and to be honest, give you credit where credit is due, Ben. You've put a lot of those clubs in my hand this year, and they've been very, very useful in the old bag. Certainly my little Callaway Elite Titanium 3-wood, we wouldn't have a Bond as close as we do in that 3-wood if it weren't for you. You play Cupid's arrow in that relationship
Still
building.
waiting for my commission from Callaway for that one.
If you've not seen, and I'm sure a few missed it, even though it got some mega views, the Odyssey Chipper. The Odyssey Chipper, nearly 300,000 views. This is a club which often gets called the cheating stick for good reasons, to be honest, because it is a bit of a cheating stick. So again, hit channel over 311,000 subscribers. Get over there. Our mission is to get it to at least half a billion.
A billion.
Nearly half a billion. 10 billion. So jump over there. Make sure you are subscribed to the Hit channel, because loads and loads of videos are coming on there all the time.
Well, this podcast is out Tuesday. What should have gone live yesterday, today as we're recording this, is the lead tape video. So we did a video where you tried some lead tape, Rick, and put it on your golf clubs. Interesting.
Very. I'm investing in lead tape now.
Yeah.
Before you watch that video, I've bought all the lead tape in the world. You can only buy it now from rickshiels.com because I feel like a lot of people are going to be going online and buying lead tape, because it does make, without any spoilers, it makes some significant differences.
It does indeed, and something I'm looking forward to getting in your hands, Rick, that should hopefully be this week and potentially, for the first time, stiff shaft. Stop now.
Come on.
Inch shorter than standard was the last one. That's it. I'm done.
I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
I've done something. I've ordered the new iPhone.
Oh, wow. Big. I think you might have mentioned this to me already, but tell the listeners.
I've ordered a new iPhone.
2 terabytes?
2 terabytes.
They see you coming, don't they?
So I've got this relationship now with Apple where they actually ring me.
It's quite a one-way relationship. They ring you spend money. They get a lot from
clever.
it. They get a lot from this relationship.
Really clever. They're very good at it. So normally, Apple announcement day, I get a phone call from Apple Business like, "Hi Rick, have you?" And I'm just like, "Yes."
Yeah.
I don't like the colour options. Do you know which one I've gone for?
Did you say you gone blue?
Deep blue. I'm not sure about it at all.
No.
Deep blue iPhone Pro Max, 2 terabyte storage. 2.
You know what you are? I'm going to say it now. Bring it back
Gullible.
to golf. Yeah, you're the guy that 5 years ago went into the shop, came out everything PXG. That is you.
The thing is, though, I've had genuinely an iPhone since it ever first came out. I've not had every single one. I've missed a few. I didn't have 16.
No.
Feel bad for me. I didn't have the iPhone 16 Pro Max. I waited. I sat on my hands when the 16 came out. I've put in now for the 17. It's coming this week, and I know for a fact when I bring it in, probably on Wednesday, you're going to be incredibly jealous.
I will be, and I'll probably buy one. 'Cause that's what I'm like as well. But speaking of things that maybe don't cost quite as much as an iPhone 17 Pro Max 2 terabytes, but potentially could enhance your life just as much, Takomo have brought out a driver a couple of months ago now. We've got some in the office today. They arrived this morning. I unboxed them. They look good.
We had another box from Takomo at the front door.
Another one? All right,
Yeah,
okay. Maybe there's
a slimmer box.
There might be another shaft then. There was some in the other part of the kitchen, which I brought up before. But basically, Takomo, who I'm sure everyone, again, listening and watching, probably aware of. Rick's tested the clubs already on the Hit channel.
You've got your hands on them as well.
Yeah, and they're good. I mean, that's kind of what I want to chat about today, really. Takomo have been known for making irons, and they've been kind of nice-looking irons that look similar to like a tailor-made P790, some kind of forged head, slightly smaller ones as well. Don't cost a fortune. You're not cheap as chips, but don't cost a fortune. Roughly around half the price of your tailor-mades, etc. They currently are direct to consumers. You can only buy them from their website. They're not in pro shops, etc. They use lots of influencers, Grant Horvath, etc., Brian Bros to promote the brand and kind of create interest and demand, etc. And so far, I mean, it seems so good. What I would say, though, making irons is one thing. You know, making a forged iron is difficult, yes, but it's doable for these smaller brands. Breaking into the world of metal woods is a very different beast to entertain because performance is so much more. It's not always it's easier to measure, but it's more tangible almost a driver, isn't it? It's that one club that you just really want to go obviously a long way and be forgiving and sound good and feel good and look good and good head cover, all these kind of little parts that make a good product. Their driver,
which is a good lot of times.
Yeah, a good driver. The driver retails at £299. So this is why it's clever. It's not £100. It's not, in a Sports Direct. It's still a lot of money, but it's 2/3 of the price, roughly, or whatever, 3/5 of the price of a tailor-made driver. We're going to test it tomorrow, I think, Rick. You're going to get your hands on it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, not too many promises. That video could be out by the end of this week. What's your initial thoughts without even hitting it yet? What do you think?
Love the price. Love the price. So I played actually a match with Tubes yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
A little 9-hole match with him, which is going to be coming out on his channel. I would guess what driver he's using. I think you probably already know.
I actually don't.
He's still using the Cobra F9.
Oh, really?
And you think about what that driver was, I think that's what I'm hoping the Takomo Driver is going to be. Because like the F9 was 350 quid. There was just one head. It's a little bit of adjustability. Is there just one driver head with the Takomo?
Yeah, so there's a 9 degree and there's a 10.5 degree. I don't know this for a fact or not, but I think whether the 10.5 actually sits a bit different or not, I don't know. But yeah, there's one head essentially.
Brilliant. Well, to be honest, again, that was what F9 did. They had two different lofts, which sat slightly different, but it wasn't overly complicated. If you had an F9, you had an F9. So I'm hoping the Takomo sits in that. At that price point at £299, I think it's absolutely perfect. Because again, if it dropped to 250, it feels a little bit too cheap. I know it sounds like a stupid thing. It's just perspective where kind of getting into the 400, 450, 500 marks now, you are competing with your TaylorMade, your Pings, your Titleist, etc., which is a very, very, very difficult market.
Yeah, I think what is also difficult for these brands, but I think they're going to give it a really good shot, is when you are known for one thing, it can be quite, I won't say easy because it takes a lot of work, it's not easy, but it can be quite, it's not out of the realms of possibility to enter that market, and Takomo were known for making good irons, and that's what they do. Now they are, and that's almost your USP, isn't it? That you're cheaper, you just make irons. Now they make 4 sets of irons. They make a driver, they make a utility iron, and they make wedges as well. And there's 3 models of wedges, and obviously they have accessories and stuff like that. So, you know, logic would tell you they're probably going to make a putter at some point. They might even make a golf ball at some point, and then ultimately they will become a full golf brand like a Callaway or Titleist or TaylorMade or whatever. You know, and you wonder, do they continue in the years to come to kind of have that kind of almost USP? I don't know, but wish them all the best because they seem like a nice brand, and you know, yeah,
well, I've not at all seen the driver.
Have you not?
I've not seen images, and I've not seen the driver. So don't show it me until on video tomorrow.
Right.
I want a live reaction to seeing it because I've genuinely not seen a single bit of it.
Very good. We have had lots of questions on Facebook. I've got some on Instagram as well. We really do want people's emails. I know we've held our hands up. The podcast hasn't been as consistent as it should be.
What do you mean?
I held them up.
I've been recording it every single week.
We just forget to release it.
Right. So I've just been talking into a microphone for no reason every week.
Yes, essentially. Okay. But we have committed it's back, you know, it's here to stay. So we do want more emails. Please do emails, podcast@rickshiels.com. We read them all. We try and get as many answers as we can on the podcast. So let's have some more of those, please. But also on the Facebook group, the Rick Shiels Golf Show podcast, we always want your questions. And sometimes you might leave a question, but it might have been answered before, or it might be something we're not going to answer because it's a bit silly, or whatever it might be. So don't be offended if we don't, but we do try and answer as many as we can. This has been from Peter Colson. It's a tale of as old as time, but I'll ask it anyway, Rick. Why is it we have 3 great rounds of golf and then 7 to 12 rubbish rounds?
Golf, innit?
Yeah, that's the answer.
That is literally, it's just golf. I mean, ask Ben. He went from an 8 to an eagle.
Yeah.
And everything in between. It's really bloody hard. We were chatting, who was asking us this question the other day, actually?
Yeah, we were on about it, weren't we? I can't remember who it was, but yeah.
And it was just like, it's because it is just difficult. You wake up feeling different. You know, there's lots of moving parts. The fact that you've got a ball on you mentioned it really well. You've got a quite small ball on a tee or on the floor, and you've got a fairly small golf club that's attached to a stick and a grip. And you've got to swing that golf club all the way. You've got to swing that head all the way around your body to the top of the swing, and at speed come all the way down. And if that angle of the club is just a tiny bit off, dictates the whole direction of where that golf ball is going to go.
It's nuts.
Actually a mad sport. We're all crazy.
Blake King Thornburg has said, does shaft flex matter in irons as much as drivers?
I think this is probably more in your world. I would say no.
Yeah, I would say no as well. Certainly if you had a set of irons and they were the right length for you, the right lie angle, the right head shape and size, etc., and you had an R300, an S300, an X100, I don't think the average golfer would see that much difference genuinely. No. Still worth getting the right flex, but I don't think you're going to see as much difference.
Priority for irons, what would you say, Guy?
I would say, well, let's go. There's lots of things to unpack here, really. Length and lie can be incredibly important. If you, silly example, but I'll use it for the sake of this. If you're 5'7" and you bought a second-hand set of clubs that belong to someone that was 6'5", the length and lie would be horrendous for you. But take that extreme example out of it. I think the most important thing is the head type. So, for example, a bladed iron versus a really chunky cavity would make a huge difference to somebody.
Could you go as simple as saying it's the 3 L's?
Length, loft, lie. Yes, but I also still think you could give someone off 28 the perfect length of club, the perfect lie, and the perfect loft, but a tiny small blade would be dead hard to use.
Yeah.
Whereas you could give them an inch too long, but a really chunky, nice big head, I think they'd still hit better shots with. So I think everything matters, but I do honestly believe the first thing is picking the right head.
The right head shape for that golfer.
But on the flip side, I bought a set of AP2s in about 2013 that was second hand, and they were an inch longer or half inch longer and quite upright. And I hit everything to the left because when I was going to impact, it was too long for me. The angle was too upright. I then got them cut down, got them bent, and it made a massive difference.
I think as an established golfer, if you gave me a set of clubs to which the line angle was really wrong for me, another set where the length was really wrong for me, or a set where the head shape was really wrong for me, I would struggle most with the lie angle.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, it's extremes. If it's 1 degree, maybe not. But if it's 4, absolutely.
But if you gave me the right length, the right lie, and any head shape, I can make it work to some degree. So I think it depends on the level of golf. Exactly. I think as the higher handicapper, the head shape matters more. As a better player, just for playing golf doesn't mean to be at their absolute optimum performance, but they could pretty much use any head shape to some degree.
But the other part of fitting that gets overlooked as well, I would argue, is the actual build of the club. So, why would you give someone a 3-iron who cannot hit long irons, and even 4-iron? And I don't know where it's going to end. 3-iron, 4-irons now for a lot of golfers are redundant. Are 5-irons getting redundant?
Well, everything's moved though, hasn't it, as well? All
exactly.
The lofts have moved. In old money, a 6-iron was a 6-iron. Now a 6-iron's a 5-iron.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This is a tough question. This is on Instagram from someone called Murray6701. Quite ambitious. I am a dad with a 1-year-old. What's the best advice to get him into golf? My daughter's nearly 3, and it's very hard to get him into the golf so young. You have to give him a club and say, have a little. At 1, that's for young to get into golf, isn't it?
I think getting him sat down in front of Rick Shiels' YouTube videos, I think she's starting point.
Great for when they want to go to sleep.
Yeah, just constantly on loop. Just don't stop playing the podcast, the hit channel, the main channel to them on loop. I think it's just surrounding them in golf. And that sounds like a really daft thing to say, but even if there's a few little tiny plastic clubs you can even buy, you can buy these little golf balls that are lightweight, you can kind of throw around. I think having golf ball and club at their disposal as a toy is going to make a big difference.
The other thing as well, I think being realistic to golfers is understanding and being open and honest with the fact that to children, certainly of a young age, golf can be boring in its normal.
My 9-year-old told me that last night.
Yeah.
She said, "Why don't you make YouTube videos like Mr. Beast?" I said, "What do you mean?" She went, "Golf's boring."
Well, that is.
I now only have 2 children. That child's now no longer living with us.
Even as a fan of watching golf, right? I know every sport has peaks and troughs, but let's just say that final hole, that playoff hole yesterday, which Alex Noren went on to win and obviously win the BMW PGA Championship. I can't think of many sports, genuinely now. Maybe football's different. You're jumping off your chair, but. That is exciting. You've got 2 men playing 1 hole of golf. There's water, there's obstacles. Whoever shoots the lowest score wins the trophy, wins all the money, etc. That is exciting. However, 2:00 on a Thursday of the first round of the tournament, it doesn't have that same exhilaration, does it? Whereas other sports, whether it be heavyweight boxing, where yes, there's 12 rounds and you can have draws or relatively boring fights, but any second that heavyweight can land a punch and it's all over. You're sat observing it all. A football match is typically 90 minutes in length. You can't do one in the first minute, admittedly, but there's always stuff happening. I think by its very nature as a spectator, golf can be boring. It's just the nature of it, unfortunately.
It's what we've chose to do with our lives.
Yeah. I thought Ben wants to say something.
Can I put in a late email? question. Going back to the celebration of hits.
How do I stop topping the ball?
Yeah.
I am
Please.
anonymous golfer.
It was a phase, okay? I'm back. I'm good.
It was a phase.
Both of you, I'm going to go this one. If you could build a bag of your favourite clubs you've done on hit in the last 12 months, not the best clubs, but your favourite clubs.
Can we go ever?
And I can read out.
I was going to say, Guy's not really done that many.
I know, but he's sort of been there and been involved, hasn't he?
Go on.
Some drive. Let's start at the top. Some drivers we've done. Tour Edge. Do you remember the all white driver we did?
Oh yeah,
made out of plastic.
That was awful.
We're
We're talking about best or worst videos with clubs. Do you know,
might have been a favourite though.
Do you know I put a new driver in the bag this week?
Did you put the ping in?
It's very good.
Ping, new ping.
It's very good.
Well, that's from another video coming up very
Max.
soon, actually.
Ping Max.
Ping Max. G440 Max.
Cleveland with the like dips in the top of the.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, that was...
Shrixon.
I think I've got guys. Can we just choose one?
Yeah.
So I think a full bag's too much.
Okay.
I think I know yours.
Go on.
Is it not the R7 Mini Driver?
That's a great club. Yeah, that's actually not in. I've got the old burner one.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was the one.
No, but I'm looking at potentially putting that one in because again, I'll die on this hill. Mini drivers are incredible. I really believe that.
World's lightest putter.
Oh my god, that was shocking.
Trying to think of what putters have there been recently that have been on the hit channel that have been really strong.
I mean, the new Spider X was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Lab, obviously.
Lab Oz.
Will Lab be here in 5 years, 10 years? Who knows?
You see Adam Scott obviously promoting the heel shafted.
And then didn't use it,
Didn't use it, went back to the DF3 after one round.
I feel now, I've said this probably again many times, you're still quite new to golf. You've been playing a couple of years.
2 years.
Obviously, I've been playing now since I was like 8. I started, before that, I joined on my 8th birthday. It's very nearly my 35th birthday, so 27 years. And I've always loved equipment. Never been the best golfer, that's no secret. Always loved equipment. There have literally been so many, in that time, trends and gimmicks and things that have fashions, etc., etc. And some stuff has launched and has not gone. So, for example, I remember in 2004, the R7 Quad launched with 4 movable weights in the head. Still to this day, most drivers come with movable weights in the head. That's a trend that has not gone anywhere. You know, a couple of years after that, we had obviously you could change the loft of the golf clubs and things like that. That still hasn't gone anywhere. You've had putters launch. I remember genuinely when the Odyssey 2 ball launched, it was that popular. I couldn't comprehend why anybody would ever use a different putter ever again because it made so much sense. And still to this day, you do see people using 2 balls and they are still sold, but nowhere near the level that it obviously once was. And it makes me think, like with the Lab, are Lab going to be here now forever? Is that just one of the several brands, or is it going to be a bit of a fad? Because I watched a Phil Kenyon did a really interesting video on it a little while ago on YouTube, on his channel. Not slagging off the Lab technology, but just actually explaining it in more depth and why it's not actually as revolutionary as everybody thinks, but it still is good for some players. And it's a bit like having heel-toe putters, toe-hang putters, face balance putters. Lie angle balance is just another option. It's not that should be the option for everybody. So I just have this feeling that they've done so well and I've used them and they feel great, but I just can't see it sustaining that momentum.
It feels like it's going to go, like there's been this big hype, hasn't there? And everyone's sort of like quick, what's a centre shafted putter we can get out, you know, tailor-made and Odyssey. It feels like we're just, in like a year or two, we're just going to go back and just like almost putters will just be, you know, Lab have almost gone to this heel shafted.
Yeah, they're almost trying to go the other way.
Yeah, no.
And everyone's like, oh, I guess we can do that. And then we'll just go back to normal and there'll be like no centre shafted putters anymore.
There is definitely trends that are happening in certainly putter world because they can, to some degree, copy off each other as well. And they've all been guilty of it. Every single brand has been guilty of it.
Well, I'm seeing one here now, another example of the Adams C Groove putter that we did a video on. And that was obviously a technology that came from Yes. I remember again about 2004, 2005, Yes putters were absolutely the bomb.
The bomb.
Everybody had one, you know, and you would never have thought that 20 years later they would be completely, well, even less, out of business, not a brand anymore. Not saying that'll happen to Lab and I hope it doesn't because they like the stuff. I'm just saying that sometimes these things come along and they don't actually change the game like we think they might.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Thick grips and thin grips, that comes and goes with putters.
I always remember years and years ago, Bettinardi putters. And I remember when I first saw them, I was like, oh my goodness, they were like some of the most beautiful putters I've ever seen in my life. And then they kind of got swallowed up by Mizuno, didn't they, really? It kind of became, and then they weren't as good, and then they've kind of come back a little bit.
Now they do irons, don't they, and all sorts, so we've tested.
It's very interesting, the golf club market.
That's why Scotty Cameron does so well, because they're almost beyond, they're a piece of jewellery, aren't they? Luxury item.
That's the thing, though. I've fallen out with Scotty Cameron a bit because I feel like they've gone mass. They're not as exclusive, are they, as they used to be?
No.
Like when you go in, I remember going into a golf shop, and if you saw one Scotty Cameron, it was like, whoa. Now you can go in any golf shop, and they're just like hung around in bags, aren't they?
That's true.
The stock Scotty Camerons, the model range.
That's true. Yeah.
Which for them, that's exactly what they want. They want mass sales. But they just feel like they've lost that little bit of a premium to them.
That's like the luxury models they release. They release obviously a few here and there, don't they? It's just still relatively easy to get hold of. And then they have like the tour issue ones, which is like,
Interesting. Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Ben, that was very thoughtful and well brought, well saved after your top after fourth hole.
You didn't answer what your favourite.
Oh, mine. Give me a sec. Give me a second.
I think you need to put the chipper in there.
Chipper's good.
Chipper's got to be in there.
I'm trying to think what I reckon. You know the video I've seen Rick have the most fun with? Spoiler putter.
What was that one?
You know what?
You love that. I've never seen you so.
I did actually.
What was it? I don't know what that club
Do you
was.
remember the front of the putter had
it
like a
leading
ridge
edge?
on it?
Oh, yeah, I just saw that on here.
It was actually really good, wasn't it?
I believe they've sent another one as well in a blade version. Just recently.
Play. Spoiler putter is right up my street.
Yeah, fair dues.
They got 500,000 views too. I rank it on which one got the most views. So Takomo Irons. Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Lots more to come. Don't forget, again, to subscribe to Hit. There's loads of content coming your way because it's golf club season, crazy time. And I think we'll do a little top 10 list for next week's podcast. I think that'll be a good one. And it's Ryder Bloody Cup.